another amazing
Well, I
episode
mean, I
of
don't know if I
Different
can
Jobs
count that
Podcast.
as like full
I'm your host Fahad
Well,
Jobswala,
maybe that's
and I'm
considered
student
full. I
and
don't know.
captain at Rehan School Online Academy. So I welcome to all of you with an amazing episode where we
Air
always invite
freshener.
amazing
There
and
you go.
extraordinary
Colognes,
individuals from all
colognes,
over the world.
perfumes, and air
And we
freshener.
try to
There you go.
explore and
So that's
uncover
your
their super
main,
inspiring
probably like
ideas
three stuff.
that shape our
And fill that
industries,
in as much as
motivate our
possible with
listeners
some
like
ideas for
you,
shoes, some
and
ideas for shirts, some
inspire
ideas for
them
pants.
to
So that when you make your website, you have
make
everything
this
ready to
world
go.
a better place.
Nobody has
So,
any other
saying
questions?
that, I've invited super amazing guest and a great student, Kylan
Okay,
Campbell.
so
He is high school
now
student
your age checker is just its
and
own thing, so don't
he's
worry about
working on
that.
his project as
If
well. And I'm
you
very grateful he
are you
finally
trying to
gave
go
his time
violently do things, or are you trying to
because
do
he's
things
still
in
in his
general? What
school.
specifically do you
So
want to
let's try to
do?
explore his wonderful life journey. Stay with
So
me
that's just your
until the
JavaScript. I want
end
JavaScript
of the
inside.
interview.
I want
So hi, Kylan, how are
what do
you?
you like about
And
what for
welcome
you
to the
do you
show.
enjoy?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm feeling great. It's been pretty busy. I've been involved in, school. I've been going to conferences, different events, but it's satisfying and I really I love expanding my network.
When they call hero shooters, hero
It's wonderful.
because you have
So,
abilities,
Kylan,
right? The cooldowns
walk,
and all that.
can
The
you tell us
Overwatch
about your
rivals there.
story and introduce
Hero or
yourself for
something.
our
There's a
listeners?
specific
All right.
team that you have to look
So,
at.
hi everybody. I'm Kylan Campbell. I'm a junior at the vocational school, Donald M. Payne Senior School of Technology, based in Newark, New Jersey. And where do I start? So I've had many different interests. I consider myself very interdisciplinary. So I have an interest in history, I draw maps, I cook, I involved in coding. I like combining all of my interests into one. And that's kind of how my outlook on life is. Combining, getting different perspectives from different people and just applying it to my own life, really.
I would say honestly, I have a very big problem with Fortnite on
Wonderful. So, you've mentioned you are in a technology school.
I think
Could
it's a
you
big
tell us
problem.
more about your school? How is it like? Is it completely based on technology, or is it like
And then
a
goal for you, say
traditional,
something like
a typical school where we study through books?
outside of college.
So my school is a little
Like,
bit
I mean, that's
different.
cool.
I'm
Who else has questions?
actually in a vocational
So
school.
the
So
JavaScript
in
portion
my vocational
are not
school, we get,
completely
in
separate.
addition to our regular classes, we
So
get
you're just coming up
hands-on
with
career training.
for
So
your website. You can talk
my
about and
so-called
then
like CTE, career and technical education, is
where's your
in
team?
web design, computer science and web design. I'm actually in this class right now as we speak. But yes, so we get trained to learn about web design. I recently got a JavaScript certification as part of the class. And depending on the CTE class that you do, you can actually get college credits for taking this class. And yeah, it's really a level up above a traditional school, I'd say, because you're actually getting hands-on real world experience. And some students, they're like, I want to go to college, and a lot of my peers do, but some don't want to go to college. Some just go straight into the trade. They go into like practice, like already getting work experience. So a vocational school, it allows for a lot more flexibility than a traditional school, I'd say, which is why it's kind of drawn to me because I have all these interests and I'm a really hands-on learner. So yeah.
Wonderful. And see me, I've spent my 1 year in in a similar school as you just mentioned about. Like we're in an AI school where
Oh,
we learn about AI. Yeah, and you will be a bit shocked when I tell you that this interview is a part of my school. This is a task
what?
assigned by, yeah,
Wow.
it is a task assigned by Rehan School,
Hey.
and we learn many things like doing AI sessions with, interviews with AI, like call any like Vapi, such and such.
Oh,
So it's really wonderful
yeah,
to explore about your school as well.
that's great, man. I mean, give me like a virtual high five if you can. Virtual high five. Come on. Ah, yes. That's impressive. I mean, you're doing this
Well,
like at this age. Like, not to sound like, but like this is amazing.
thank you so much. I appreciate it, dude. So, what's a typical day like for you in high school right now?
So, okay, I will wake up generally around 7. Do usual stuff. Brush my teeth, get dressed, all that. Take public transportation to my school, and then I'll have my regular classes. So I'll have, for example, like Spanish or English. Then I'll have math. I go to lunch, go back to math, and then right around 6, 7 period, so around this time, we'll be in our CTE classes. So if you're in web design, you're going to be taking these web design classes there. If you're in construction, you're going to be taking it during this period. If you're in game design or engineering and robotics, you're going to be taking it during this period, since you're junior. And schedules are a little bit different for different classes, but that's generally how it goes. And then after this, I'm going to head to personal finance. And I actually have an interest, a really big interest in finance besides computer science. I want to try and major in computer science and minor in finance. So I actually look forward to my personal finance classes. But anyways, so after that, around 2:49, actually no, 2:46, school ends. So I take the bus home, and when I get home, I'll work on different projects. So, like I mentioned before, I have an interest in history and I draw maps. So, it depends, but sometimes I'll work on researching, doing historical research in order to draw my maps to perfection. Like, I'll draw them digitally. Sometimes I'll cook food for fun, and I I'll cook for my family. And yeah, my brother, he like gobbles up anything I eat, so that's nice. And then like other times I'll just work on coding projects. So since I focus on primarily on blockchain development, I do research on blockchain and crypto projects, and I do some smart contracts, stuff like that. And I'll do any homework, I'll eat, and then yeah, I'll just go to bed. Sometimes, like recently, I've been going to different conferences in STEM or the blockchain space. So, on those occasions, instead of going home after school, I'll run to those conferences, generally in New York. I'll have a great time, network with people, and just really what my game plan right now is just to absorb as much knowledge as I can. And I think that's really a big takeaway, I'd say, that I want to give to other kids my age. Just learn as much as you can before you start really planning more on, like, you really want to absorb as much knowledge so you can use that knowledge as you go through your journey, in order to, like, ideas will just pop in your head randomly one day and you'll say, why? But like that stuff is going to happen if you're knowledgeable, if you have experience in that topic. So yeah.
Wonderful, Karen. I'm really impressed. And you've mentioned about going on in different conferences as well. So our school is kind of very similar, you know. Like we also go to different kind of conferences. Last time I've been to a TEDx conference
Oh,
where I had the opportunity of connecting with amazing TEDx speakers who give their TED talks there, their speeches, and I've connected with a Turkey ambassador who came
what?
there
Wow.
for his speech. Yeah,
Mm.
and we go to expos, expo centers. Maybe it's a bit changed in your country, but you know the main central thing is same. You know, like in expo centers, we have different kind of people who come and they offer their services.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's that kind of thing.
Hey, that's great though. Like, I should be the one interviewing you. Like, Does your school give support for you to go to these conferences? They like pay for the tickets and everything.
Yeah, they do give. We it's their reference. Who helps us to go there.
Hmm.
Maybe without their reference, we can't go there. So yeah.
That's excellent, man.
So, what does success mean to you at this stage in life?
As I'm still quite young, I don't can't visualize exactly everything about what I want success to be, but what I really feel like I kind of want out of life, I just really want to first I want to learn everything that I can. I've been very curious since I was very young. Like I started drawing maps at just the age of 5 when I got an atlas as a gift. So, and then another thing that I really think about success is just being happy. Like being smart is great. Being smart is amazing, but if you're not happy, if you're not genuinely satisfied with what you do, like it doesn't make sense to pursue it. So that's really it's really like two pieces. You know, learn a lot and be happy. Those two things.
Wonderful, wonderful, Kaylin, and you've learned these two amazing things. Very earlier. Because when I still interview pupils, and then when I ask this question to you, they stop and take a pause. But you've just quickly answered me to this, and yeah, really, happiness is a very, I would say, a biggest mercy of your God. A biggest blessing of your God, because there are still many people who are wealthy but not happy in their life.
Exactly. Like
So yeah,
yeah, a lot of people they tend to pursue careers that have a lot of money, or they tend to go after like what their parents or their family want for them. But if you're not happy, if you're not satisfied with what you're doing, it really doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you doing it? You want to have a job with a lot of money involved, trust me. But if you don't enjoy it, then you're just going to be wasting your way at a desk or wherever you're working and just thinking to yourself like, why am I here? Like this doesn't I gain no enjoyment from this. Why am I here? But yeah.
exactly that what it is, and we have to just enjoy every moment of our life, and whether it is, because challenges are everywhere. So, Kellen, can I ask you, because it's really interesting the way you uh, replied me when I approached you for the interview, and I'm still very curious why did you do that? Because mostly I approach adults, and because so I first time approached a teenager, and immediately replied me. So what initially inspired you or pushed you to be interviewed by me?
Mm. I just really wanted to it was very interesting seeing how you've made so many different interviews. You've talked to so many different people and you really seemed like an interesting person. So, it's not necessarily about like I wanted to learn kind of through you interviewing me, I kind of wanted to learn get a sense of who you were. And I think that my experience is pretty unique and I want to make sure like I spread it to other kids my age who might have like similar interests as me. And yeah, that's pretty much my main reasons for wanting to be interviewed by you. And yeah, I mean,
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, your work.
I definitely don't regret it.
Yeah, exactly. Wonderful. Again, thanks. And your work is also very unique. And you know, all we have to do at this stage, when we are doing something unique and we're doing something which other kids also want or other peoples also want, so we have to spread the awareness, to other pupils, who are living in different in a different globe of the world, in a different corner of the world. So it's really amazing, Callan. So I'm also a big fan of history, and
Oh,
how I learn history and how I learn about this subject is I used to watch videos on YouTube about the historical things, about the historical stories, and it really helps me to increase my knowledge on history. So, Kylan, you've mentioned about your interest in finances as well. So, is your goal is to become an independent, earlier as well?
kind of. For as far as finance is concerned, a big influence on my life has been my mom. She has a massive interest in finance. Like she taught me a lot that I know about finance. She's great for that. And she taught me that I should try and become financially independent, try and be financially stable, able to support myself, which a lot of kids in my generation, they don't have that. They don't have these financial tools or the financial knowledge so that when they eventually become adults and they move on to college, they're lost. They don't know what to do. And so part of it is just the influence of my mom. And part of it is just part of who I am. I am already pretty independent. Like going to these conferences on my own without like literally I go solo to New York. I just figure out how to get there. And another part kind of is like I sometimes I'll go just visit random towns just because I feel like it because I have a knowledge I love exploring different places. So and I've been involved in some programs that have also helped nurture my sense of independence, such as the Center for Talented Youth program. So basically, during the summer, you learn about college. You take a college level course at a prestigious university, and you stay there for about 2, 3 weeks. And so I've done it twice, once in 2019 and once 2 years ago in the summer of 2023. And so being involved in those two programs, it really helped me to grow my sense of independence and feeling that I could count on myself. I can take care of myself. And that's pretty much those two aspects have really kind of shaped how I perceive my independence. So I don't know exactly if I'm ready because I'm a junior. I'm going next year. I'm going to be a senior and I'm going to have to go through the college admissions process. I'm going to get my results back. I don't exactly know if I'm ready for all that, but I at least know I feel like I'm decently prepared for it. And it'll be a learning experience. A lot of things in life are really just a learning experience. So yeah.
Wonderful, Karen, and you've mentioned, are you able to do that? You're absolutely able to do that, and I found you a very different teenager than other kids, we see in this generation. Uh, this generation is just massive, dude. Honestly speaking, when I see other kids, I just get lost. That are they really humans or not? I sometimes get confused. uh, they are busy in their mobile talking to
Yeah.
pupils, as you as you are doing currently. You're talking with me, and i've just I've just thought that maybe there's no kid left in this planet who love to talk with other pupils,
Yeah.
but I'm really glad that I found one.
Hey.
I'm really glad that I found one.
Hey, I'm glad to be here too.
So it's just,
Like, yeah, we're both outliers in our generation.
yeah, exactly. We both are gonna make a crazy impact in this world, and we'll try to, and we are trying to spread the awareness to other kids as well. Because my biggest goal in my life is to also become a millionaire and a self-independent,
Hey,
which I'm in process of. Yeah,
you could.
exactly. And our school teaches how we can become independent.
Hey, you got this, man. You will become a millionaire. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, how has social media impacted you, yourself, or others?
Hmm, That's actually a pretty good question. Honestly, hmm, it's been impacting me pretty, like, a decent amount. I'm gonna be a little bit more general here and not just you talk about social media, but the internet as a whole. So first, I'll address like this particular social media part. So social media, it's had its ups and downs. Like, I use social media apps like Discord and stuff like that. And in those communities that I found like I've gotten to communicate with others who are interested in history and who also draw maps. So there's an entire mapping community that I'm a part of, and we share resources with each other. We exchange resources. We share each other's maps. We do collaborations. Like currently, I'm part of a collaboration between I think nine other people, but basically, we're working on a historical map of the Caucasus region. It's near Russia, Iran, the Middle East. That like it's in between Russia, Iran, and Turkey, and it's supposed to be around the mid 18th century. So that's one thing I'm currently working on, and I really like being in the mapping community, being connected with others who are involved in similar projects as me. Although social media, it does have its toxic people, so I've had to deal with that as well. There's a good amount of negativity and toxicity on social media, and one example I'll give of this is Twitter, now known as X. So like I said before, I'm into blockchain, and a lot of blockchain stuff is on Twitter. So I'm part of that online community, but there's a lot of negative things that occur on Twitter, like uh, a lot of lack of moderation, stuff like that. That it kind of gets depressing and not not exactly good. Um, but yeah, I try and keep my best away from like all that controversy. And I've also you mentioned that you have a YouTube. Well, I also used to do YouTube. I used to upload videos there, whether they be mapping videos, gaming videos. I stopped doing that because I did not have enough time or resources to continue making videos. But I plan to start doing that again eventually and just talk like about what I want. Like for me, when I was uploading videos to YouTube, it was kind of like a creative outlet for me. So I would upload videos of my maps, and I wanted to try and teach, kind of like how you're trying to spread awareness about technology and entrepreneurship in your podcast. I wanted to try and spread awareness of history because the discussion on history online, it tends to be kind of Eurocentric, and it doesn't necessarily cover. It tends to be focused a lot on Europe and not on other areas that have just as interesting history, like the Middle East, like Africa, like Southeast Asia, South Asia, those regions. So that's kind of what I wanted to do on social media. And as far as the internet in general, Like it's really been, I don't know what I would do without the internet, honestly, because it's so easy to access information and resources that I need. I never could have pursued my history passion without access to all of the scholarly articles that are available for free online. And because trying to acquire this information through my library, for instance, like it's kind of limited in what it offers. And even now, like I'm like requesting you, like a lot of these things you have to request from other libraries, and the process takes weeks and it's very tedious. So being able to access that almost instantaneously through the internet, like that's a game changer, not just on history, but also on, I mean, coding, of course, like having access to all these SDKs, these IDEs, these areas where I can learn about developing and programming. That's incredible. That's incredible.
That really is. And you've mentioned about coding, so I wanted to mention as well that I have created lots of clones of like CNN clone, or and last time I've made PayPal clone.
Oh.
If you're aware of this, and CNN clone, Blogger clone, and a lots of other. I just I've just forgot. I've made calculator with help of coding, and you know like with PHP, Python,
Mm.
and JavaScript and other.
That's great, man. Like, I actually want to try and learn Python. I mainly my coding experience is kind of limited to JavaScript, Java, HTML, CSS, and some blockchain languages. But Python is definitely on my list. So after this, if you give me like any tips on learning Python, I'd really appreciate that.
Exactly, I appreciate it, dude. I will definitely do for you. So I just don't want to end this session because it really was a really great and engaging session. But because of So we have to end the session. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Kyle and Campbell, for giving me your precious time for this podcast. And again, I wanted to mention it was my first experience with a teenager guest.
Mm.
He's a teenager, but not in age. He's only in age, sorry. But the work he's doing is really incredible as well. He's learning in a high school, in a technology school, where he learns about history, about finances, and about a lot of other things. So, really appreciate your time, Kellen. And thank you so much, listeners and viewers, for watching and listening to us. Inshallah, meet you soon with another amazing podcast, with another